It's always such a great time of the year. And when I think about all the great things that we've done as far as education, the town hall, the topics, and I had a chance to look back just the other day at so many of the topics we covered this year. If you haven't gone back in the catalog, you owe yourself, especially at this time of the year. We're talking about 2020 and all the great things that we need to do to plan and become resolute to running a better business and becoming a better leader. So glad to have you all here. I have three fabulous guests, and we're going to talk about dominating your market, owning the 2 Mile Zone. But first, a shout out to my two sponsors, Shopware and Jasper. Give your customers and staff the end-to-end digital experience that they deserve. It's time to upgrade your management system to Shopware. Get more profit in less time. Find out how. Get a free demonstration and review of shop owners' testimonials at shop-ware.com. Don't forget, with Shopware, more time, more profit. And with Jasper, as the average age of vehicles keeps rising, your customer's old engine or transmission is going to wear out. And when that day comes, Jasper will be the name to remember. Jasper's remanufactured products cost considerably less than a new vehicle, so it just makes sense to choose Jasper for your customers' drive-train solutions. Hey, with me is Heather DePriest from American Garage in Chinook, Montana. Hello, Heather.
Hi, how are you?
Good to have you here. Sue Morsching from Elysian Auto Service in Elysian, Minnesota.
Merry Christmas, Cam.
Did I say that right?
Yes.
Perfect. And Bryan Gossel's here from BG Automotive, Fort Collins, Colorado.
Yes, sir.
Ladies before guys. It's always kind of been my rule.
Heck yeah.
Well, nice to see you here, ladies. And Bryan, we're going to talk about dominating your market in trying to own that 2 Mile Zone. We have a couple of interesting twists to speak to today, but as I looked at our team's talking points, very, very similar. So there's a lot to learn. Let me just say this. With what I see that we're going to talk about, there is nothing new except the conviction that this team has to make it happen. And I guess what we're trying to do is to get that conviction into you, the automotive aftermarket professional who is not at the top of their craft and not at the top of their game and needs help with marketing because, gang, I believe you weren't born on this earth to be a master marketer.
I would agree with that.
No.
You would agree with that. And these are the things that you can constantly learn.
Yeah.
So, Bryan, you have this great thought about businesses close by. Did you ever consider the gym you go to as an opportunity to grow your business?
Absolutely. I mean, I try to hit the gym every day except for Thursday with Bible study, but I wear BG Automotive attire and just start talking to people. I love talking, and it opens up avenues to different conversations, and then one thing leads to another, and people are like, oh, where's your shop at? And oh, we're just 2 blocks away right over here. And they always ask questions and want to know how much, and I've had to change myself because I don't know how much stuff costs anymore, so you got to get them to call and let the team take care of them and get them to come that way. Or a great fleet customer. There's we're in an industrial park, so you get a lot of employees or owners working out there, and you start talking to them and build relationships, and the next thing you know, they're coming to your shop.
So you're hanging out at the gym, meeting new people. What a great idea. So you're getting healthy and meeting friends.
Heck yeah. And they do become friends. I mean, you see them out, you always want to be, that's our main thing is they're not customers, they're guests, or they become friends or family.
Yeah. I say hello to people on the treadmill and, on the elliptical and anywhere at the gym when I'm there. But of course I don't wear a logoed shirt because not many people are going to ask me, oh, well, let me listen to your podcast, when it's specific to the niche of the automotive aftermarket. But yes, you're right. One of the things that seems to be so great is the friendliness of the people at your gym. They just, there's a bond there.
Absolutely, there is. I mean, you get to work out and you see the same stuff. I've thought of switching gyms. My wife has been on me to go to her gym, but it's, 20 minutes away from our shop. And I'm like, man, I like her gym. I'll go there sometimes on the weekend, but I'm like, I got my core people that I go and have built relationships with, and you kind of don't want to mess that up.
So you also get a chance to meet people anywhere and everywhere that you go.
Absolutely.
And so is it important that you're always wearing a logoed shirt or a hat or something?
I always do. I mean, normally even going to dinner with my wife, I mean, she's sporting BG attire. We always do because we're proud of what we are. So why not support it? And, there's coffee shops close by. Wherever you go, always hand out cards. If you're a business owner and don't have a business card on you, shame on you.
Shame on you. I'm going to dig my hand in my pocket and I'm going to pull out my business card. I just want everyone to know that I agree to your philosophy, Bryan, that you should always have a business card with you. Okay, great. Sue, you love to bring out the red carpet for customers. And I think what we should understand is owning the 2-mile zone could be a 5-mile zone or a 10-mile zone. It's really, I just want people to realize that you need to own your customer base and your relationships, and you need to do more with that relationship than just, thank you very much, goodbye, I hope I see you again type of transaction.
Yes, we have a calendar that we keep track of. We do large cookies in a clear cellophane bag that every customer gets one in 3 months out of the year. We do car coasters. We do candy. We do different themes throughout the year. So there's always a little something special in the vehicle. And in Minnesota, you have to be a little careful not to make sure it's not going to melt in the summertime. But we always leave something in the vehicle. So when they get inside the car, there's something extra in their car. We always try to, if it's, move the loaner car to next to their vehicle so they can transfer their goods. We always try to go the extra mile. We have suckers in the waiting room for all the kids, adults, whoever would like them. We always try to make everyone welcome, everyone feel like we know who they are, we communicate with them. And the majority of our customers we do know by name.
There's a profound thought that everyone needs to understand about Sue's business. The town, 750 people. Am I right?
Yes. And we're working on reaching that $1 million sale this year, and it's all possible. You just need to work on your car count. And we also market to the surrounding towns around us. So I know which towns are the best that I'm getting the most customers from, and try to help advertise over there, do things for the school, do things for the community, which really helps us.
It's amazing. I want everyone to realize, I can't do that. I mean, you live in a town of 200,000, 20,000, whatever. Sue's knocking on the $1 million door with 750. Now, let me say I had a chance to speak to Sue earlier this week, and we were chatting about that. And one of the things that I said in the 2-mile zone in concept, it's the next towns for you, right?
Correct.
And they're like how far away?
One of them is 5 miles away, one's 11 miles away, and the other one's 9 miles away. And I have to stay active in those communities enough in order to get enough vehicles. And like Bryan, I'd love to have his population. I mean, I would be overjoyed.
However, you're knocking it down and you're doing it. And you're doing everything that a quote unquote big city style place with all that concentration of business would do. In fact, you probably realize you have to do it even better.
I do believe in the logo, wearing the logos, but I went with a grandma theme. All my grandkids are in front of the postcards every time. So anyone that is my customer always comes in, wants to know how the twins are doing, what are they up to. So they always have the logo clothes on, and there's also a picture of Carl and myself. So they were building the family bond. It's not just the business, but we are a family. We're grandparents. We have children. And so our cards are based off of our grandkids, our shop. So we got a new lift. So I put the grandkids on the lift with little blue Elysian auto sweatshirts on, and they had suckers in their hand. And so we build off the family theme.
And last week we were chatting on the Town Hall Academy about a few things. And one of the ideas that came up was organic. Did I say that right? Organic. And it was look around you. In this crazy digital world that we're in, there's an opportunity to be analog. And that is, I've got grandkids. The world needs to know about them. We love them. Heather, you guys look for organic opportunities in your marketing?
We do. It's a big part of our market where we live. Our town has about 1,200 people in it, so we're very similar to Sue's
Same.
size. And so you struggle trying to get the customer base in. One of the things that helps us is we have two communities exactly 20 miles on each direction of us. So that's a benefit to us, but it's hard to gain those new client base when you do have a small town.
I love the fact that Heather and Susan are in small towns, and you're running successful businesses.
Mhm.
You've got the 5 or 6 mile zone, Susan, within yours, but Heather, you have 20 miles between towns.
Correct. It's very remote here in Montana. We're in a very rural agricultural area, and so it's hard to market to those areas. But you do what you have to do. So
And people will drive and will come to where they know they're going to get taken care of, honesty, integrity, trust.
yes, we actually have customers that come all the way from a community that's about 70 miles from us. We get some out of Canada. We're right on the Canadian border. So, we do see some of that as well. And now that the exchange is not as favorable for the Canadians, then we aren't seeing as many, but we do see some still. So,
Okay, let's go down with you, Heather, what you use. Facebook, mailers, Google reviews. Talk to me about that.
my number one tool is Facebook. I constantly post on Facebook. I feel that, even the older generation client base, even those are still using the Facebook campaigns that we're using. And so I like to promote to everyone that way. I can do it with, jokes. I can do it with what we have going on. We also sell used cars. So I put our used vehicles on there. Yeah, we use social media quite heavily here.
Ever
Um,
use the phone to reach out to customers?
yes, we do. We are constantly calling and following up with our client base. We're making sure that everything went well with their repairs. We're sending out text messages asking for, their opinion, their reviews. We do email blasts. We do mailers. Yeah, we do all of it.
Cool. Bryan, to be found when people search, in a big community like you, best automotive service in Fort Collins, you've got to work that Google AdWords hard, don't you?
We do quite a bit. And we have a lot of competition, and they're actually more allies, not so much competition, but they still are in that aspect. It's competition, and I know what some of the other guys are spending, and they're doing it differently because I'm friends with them, and some of them are doing it organically, but we do a lot of Google AdWords, and it's all. I'm not smart enough to do that myself, so I do hire another company to manage our Google AdWords for us, and we set the budget, and I monitor it and track it through our dashboard on Kukui, and I mean our ROI on that is phenomenal. I mean it's earth-shattering every time I talk to my Kukui rep.
And your ROI shows in your top line.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, you can track it. That's a cool thing about Kukui is they go into our point of sale RO writer and track it down to, it's scary how much information you can get. Like, oh man, they liked your page to their favorites. It's like, holy moly, Big Brother's always watching, but utilizing and dominating and spending money wisely. I agree with the Facebook thing. Google AdWords is huge. Google My Business, posting stuff. There again, I'm not good at some of the posting. So Phil, my right-hand man, he does a lot of the response because he's really good with words in responding to stuff, responding to all the reviews. I mean, I think we're at 460 some Google reviews right now. And that's really pushing and asking and setting it up at the beginning of the drop with the customer to ask for the review. You want to provide 5-star service, and I'm going to ask you for a review at the end of my service. If I provided you 5-star service, would you be willing to go on Google, Yelp, Facebook, and leave me a review? And you got to ask for it.
You got to ask for it. What's your percentage of getting it?
Oh, yeah. I don't track it. I just keep pushing.
Okay, so on an average week, you realize how many jobs you did. You have a chance to see the reviews coming in for the last couple of weeks. Usually it's probably it's got to happen soon. It can't be a lag.
Yes, and we
Yeah.
do have so we're asking for it, and then we also are texting and emailing a link to ask for the review too,
Okay.
to help. So, I mean, there's several steps to the process, because just asking it for it, some people are like, oh, but you got to streamline it, make it easy for them.
So you're texting out hey, would you do this for us?
Yep.
What software are you using?
Business actualization. So I'm using business actualizations for one of our stores and Kakui for the other two.
Okay, cool. Yeah, 3-store operations. What's really interesting is, but just before we got on, you said, "Hey, listen, the flagship stores, we're solid here,"
Mm-hmm.
and my 2 stores require a little marketing, and you're finding a few, not necessarily challenges, but having to put your marketing hat back on.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been truly blessed at our flagship store not to really have to market. It's organically grown to what it is today. And the other 2 stores are totally new, and they were both different. One of them I'm allowed to use the name for 2 years. The other one we bought the real estate, and that's it. So we started from new phone number, new everything, and learning how doing postcards. I've done postcards at both these stores, and one of them it tanked and didn't really do anything. In the other store, I mean, it's more than paid for itself and generated a bunch of new customers and revenue to where it's definitely the ROI is great, and the other one it wasn't. So just learning the market, and it's like, holy cow, why did that not work?
So you're a believer that we need to hire out if we're not good at it, but you can't abdicate the responsibility. You still have to be involved in it so that you have a learning curve, but yet you're not going to pull every lever and dot every I. Explain to the audience that level of responsibility and why you decided to go outside for stuff.
I mean, I know my weaknesses for dang sure. I don't like reading a lot. So spelling, I suck at spelling, and knowing your weaknesses and what you're not good at. So finding somebody to partner with that'll help you where you're at, and let's say you're a business owner and you're a grumpy Gus. You're not going to go to the gym and get people to come if you don't say hi to people. So if you hire an outside salesman that's going to go do that for you. If you're not good at it, hire somebody that's better at it than you. I mean, I'm definitely not the smartest person in the room, so you don't want to be. And partnering with the proper people, like Kakui. I mean, I still have my minimum monthly phone call with Kathy, and I mean, we talk, go over everything, and we tweak and we do stuff. Just to make sure we're doing stuff right, and having Phil, who's phenomenal at wording things and responding to reviews. When you get a bad reviews are not bad. It can definitely turn into positive things. No matter what, you're going to make some people not happy because you charged them too much. And if that's all they can say is, oh, they were too expensive, well, we're really sorry, we might not be the shop for you, and then refer them to another shop if that's what they want.
Very smart that you've gone outside. Do you send pictures that you take organically in your community or your shop to your service?
Absolutely. That's another, Phil's really good at that. We're taking pictures and doing it on Facebook and Google and getting them, to the website and taking relevant, and then also getting, make it fun, make it a challenge with your salesman. Be like, hey, who can get the first video, and you have the customer use their own phone and post it. Have fun with this stuff, because life's too short. We need to have fun at what we're doing.
Stop being institutional is what you're saying, and be down home.
Yeah. And now that I say that, I owe one of my guys $100 because I did a challenge for like whoever can get the first customer video posted up, I'm going to give them $100, and if they're listening, I'll get you the $100 at our Christmas party tonight.
Very good. I see you shaking your head, Heather.
Yes, I strongly believe in that. I mean, keeping it lighthearted on social media will gain you more followers than posting constantly about what you're selling, what you're doing, all of that kind of stuff. having that fun aspect really appeals to people. It makes them engage in what you're doing, and it works well.
So many of us in the industry know Greg Buckley, and Greg just had his first grandchild, and it's a granddaughter. And, you know, and I follow Greg, and like 10 times a day, I'm seeing Greg with the granddaughter or doing something. And that's basically on his page for the shop. So you talk about an organic engagement with the audience in a life-changing moment. Wow. Any great stories like that, Susan?
Totally what we do. We have the Hercules tire guy out back, and the grandkids are out there, and we're out there with them. And anytime the grandkids come into the shop when we have a nice set of wheels, they're like wheeling them around the shop, getting their pictures. And they're two little girls. So Breaks for Breast Cancer, they're all in pink with their logos. They got pink little cars. They're in the daisy fields getting their pictures taken. And we started just on a whim. Every Friday we have donuts. So we decided we'll have Donut Friday. So whenever the customers come in, it's Donut Friday. Some people just stop in for donuts. Otherwise, and then we get their picture and we post it to social media, and then people like it. And it's just, we always bought the donuts anyhow, so let's make it a thing. So it's Donut Fridays at Elysian Auto Hours. So if you want a donut, stop in.
I love it. You know, sometimes you'll stop in the back of your mind, you know there's going to be donuts there. And that's the reason you're there, because you need to make an appointment. So why should I call? Why should I use the web? I'll just go by and make an appointment and get my donut.
And they have donut and coffee and visit for 10 minutes, and they come back on Monday or Tuesday, and it's all great.
And the really cool thing about Sue's place is it's almost like having the pickle barrel in the small town, right? In the hardware store.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we used to be a Conoco gas station, and we were referred to as the Conoco Connection because everybody stopped to visit.
Excellent. Hey, another shout out to the sponsors here of the Town Hall Academy. Why purchase a Jasper quality remanufactured product? Well, I have to tell you, with Jasper, it's their people. You know, Jasper Associate is dedicated to high quality customer service, committed to excellence, professional, and they've got pride of ownership as part of a 100% associate owned company. And if you get a chance to visit the Jasper plant, please get there, jasperengines.com. And let's talk SMS systems now for just a minute. No other tool can transform your business like your management system. Shopware's leading shop management system is helping shops like yours generate more profit per ticket and get more efficiencies from their staff. Get a free demo at shop-ware.com. More time, more profit. Tell Carolyn I sent you by. So, Sue, back to you. You are big with your local schools.
Yes, we work hard with our local schools. My philosophy last year was you get asked for so many donations, and which we do, but I decided to approach it to benefit myself and the organization. Instead of letting them ask for what they want, I decided to come up with my own. So I said to the volleyball team, I will do a fundraiser with you. I'll provide all the goods. You sell the foam fingers. One side says the name of the school and their logo, and the other side has my logo on it. And the commitment was that I would donate all the foam fingers, and they would give me 2 social media posts of the volleyball team or people with the foam fingers so that I could post to my website or Facebook, wherever. And then I really lucked out. They made it to state. So the foam fingers were everywhere. My logo was everywhere. And then I also did a dinner for them, and they did Facebook Live, the girls did, on their way to the state volleyball. And it literally costed me $375, and I got more advertising, more customers, and a feel good in the community with the foam fingers.
Don't you think, Bryan and Heather, that the feel good it was priceless?
100%.
Totally. Yes.
Organic and real, you know, it's like don't take pictures of open heart surgery, right? The doctors aren't posting pictures of open heart surgery on their website or their Facebook or whatever they're doing. So make it real and fun, not like, hey, I got this cab off your truck and it's in 5 bazillion pieces. You just gave your customer a heart attack, you know?
We do something very, very similar with our school here in our small community. We give away bikes to all of the kids that have perfect attendance for the entire school year, and then also no behavioral issues. And it seems as though that has really taken off as well. We usually give away between 10 and 20 bikes, depending on how many kids actually can do that. And it works out pretty well. A lot of kids will send us thank you cards. We get these little cute little things in the mail from them. We actually had our news station come and do an interview with us on that as well, and they're about 120 miles from us, so that was kind of fun too. So we got some exposure out of it.
I love what Susan said about being proactive, and instead of just waiting for people to, come down the road and drop off the flyer and say, we're looking for $100 for something, that you have decided to pick the programs or charities or what's the right word I'm looking for?
Need.
Yeah, that you want to sponsor. And I think that's a great message to send to everyone. You want to give, but be in control of it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it definitely has helped. Like, I asked her for the 2 pictures per week. And if I wouldn't have asked, I'm sure I wouldn't have received them, but she was really good about it. And then there was a mix of people that I could post pictures of. One picture was the volleyball team and their moms. That picture was unbelievable. Then I got more followers, more likes, and it was easy. She sent me the picture. I posted it on my page, and then the school started liking my page. And so it really did help grow my Facebook page and my social media. And I also posted that to Google. Anything I use on Facebook, I use on Google also.
Heather, done anything like that?
Have I ever done anything like that?
Being proactive in finding out who you're going to support in the community.
Yes. We selected the bike scenario. That was something that Scott's, my husband's family member, mentioned that they do that in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And so I thought, oh, that'd be kind of a fun thing to do. So we approached the school. It became a slight bit of an issue the first year or two because we had kids going to school sick because they didn't want to not have perfect attendance and get a bike. So we had to kind of revamp it a little bit. It was kind of fun, but we ended up making it so any medical scenario was not an issue, bereavement leave, that kind of stuff. So we have kind of some rules in place now. And then also, we wanted the attendance, it was important, but we also wanted the behavioral side to be something that all these kids worked towards. And it seemed to work pretty well. The school has seen a positive response from it.
Cool. Hey, I want to remind everyone, Bryan Gossel's with us from BG Automotive, Fort Collins, Colorado. Sue Morsching from Elysian Auto Service in Minnesota, and Heather DePriest from American Garage in Chinook, Montana. What gorgeous country in Montana. I want to go there one day. Just want to maybe take a train through Montana on the way to the West Coast. Heather, DVIs, is that a competitive advantage?
Very competitive advantage for us. We are the only one in the area that offers the DVI. We've been doing it for about 2 years now. And before that, we were blown away when we found out what the DVI does for the customer. And it's just amazing how many people come in our door and say, I had a friend that got this thing on their phone that shows what they had wrong with their vehicle. We see that constantly. We are consistently getting people in the door wanting that specific inspection.
What a wonderful baseline.
It does help our business well.
Are you guys all doing it?
Yes.
100%. Yep.
Cool. So let me ask a question of all of my experts here. Digital vehicle inspection. When I am told that from a customer, is the word digital just, does it necessarily have to be there? Although I know you're taking pictures, I know they're getting it on their phone. Does that really have impact by saying the words digital, or could there be a different, better word? I don't believe in this. I'm just challenging the think here.
We call ours a courtesy check, a complimentary courtesy check. And we wanted it that way more to alleviate away from the inspection scenario. The state of Montana does not require vehicle inspections, which I know some states do. So we kind of wanted to get away from that because we didn't want people to be a little bit scared by it. So what we call ours are complimentary courtesy checks.
Are you, Bryan and Susan, are you just staying with the traditional language?
I honestly don't know what my guys are doing right now, but we definitely, the DVI or email capture rate when the customer drops a vehicle off, like off in one of our stores is 100% email capture rate. I just checked yesterday. The other ones are 89 and 86% email capture rate. So utilizing that at the drop is like, hey, we're going to do a complimentary no charge inspection of your vehicle, and we're going to go ahead and email and text you pictures. So we need to get your email address. I don't necessarily say we're doing a digital vehicle inspection.
Right.
We say
Yeah.
we're going to do a no charge complimentary inspection on your vehicle.
Yeah.
And we need your email address so we can send you these pictures.
So
We're using digital vehicle inspection, and we do approach it as we're going to show you a comprehensive everything the technician saw, and then it's basically red, green, yellow, whichever. Red is safety, yellow is at your own discretion, and green is good. And then you can see the health of your vehicle. We go more after the health of the vehicle.
And sorry to have brought this up. I think it does lend itself to our topic today, but most recently on the show, we've been hammering semantics of the language in our industry, from diagnostics to testing. Mm-hmm. And I just been thinking about the words digital, and does it really mean anything to a customer? Maybe an vehicle inspection. But again, I'm an observer of the industry, and I'm impacted by what so many people tell me. So my job is to kind of push the think and ask some questions here.
What do you think it should be called there, Carm?
Oh, an vehicle inspection.
Yeah.
Instead of digital, because to me digital sounds cable TV-ish. It sounds geeky and stuff, but we grew up with the word being in front of so many things, which means in electronics. So in some form or fashion, I'm going to get an email, I'm going to get a text, and I guess it comes to me digitally, but is that really that? And so, and again, I could be swayed in a minute with a good argument. So.
How about vehicle health record or
something like that? Doesn't matter
health
how it
of your
gets to
vehicle.
someone. Yeah, and a lot of people do what Heather does. They speak to that. Anyway, there was a cool little side thought for us as we're talking about dominating your market and being a better marketer and try to own that 2-mile zone. Bryan, you had mentioned, Kukui is your website host. Websites got to drive today people to you, right?
100%. I mean, normally, so they say that you have 3 touch points. A lot of times it's word of mouth. Your neighbor tells you something, or a friend, or somebody at work says, hey, this is who I use. So there's one touch. Then the first thing they're going to do is go on the internet and check you out. So if you have a crappy website that's not responsive, it doesn't look good, it's clunky, they're going to be like, man, I don't know. And then once you pass the website, social media review test, then they're going to call you. And if you suck on the phones, why would they come here? So, I mean, phones are just as important as your website. So, I mean, it's the whole package. The website is huge. People are like, I get a lot of comments, man, your website looks cool. It's got to be fun too, and not automotive. They're again not totally automotive. No pictures of broke cars and stuff.
Ladies?
I agree with that. I think it's important to have that presence online, not only in person, but also online, because, you have 3 seconds to sell them when they go to your website. And if it's not selling to them, then they're not going to buy from you. So you have to make sure that it's something that you're working towards as a goal.
I agree 100% on the website and your social media. You make sure that you have enough reviews out there. And phone is huge. We have a phone script, and we also have exactly, how it's supposed to go through for each customer to make sure that everyone is getting treated the same. And if they want to drop off, or if they want to, so that we're accommodating the customer to make sure that if they have kids to pick up after school, that we have that vehicle done. We have a whole list to make sure that everything is handled on the phone properly, so that customer gets the best customer service.
So the web pictures that you have on your site are not something that was picked off of a photo service. It's of your place, right?
100%.
We've talked about it on before, but with over 550 episodes on the podcast, I love to recycle what I believe are really critical and important, if you will, strategies inside of our industry to never use a canned picture and always use, if somebody takes a look at your website, wow, and they come in and it's not wow, You can't do that, because right away there's a gap in trust and integrity, because the place doesn't look like the place that's been described or shown on the web.
Exactly.
Okay. Mailers. You mentioned mailers in the beginning, Bryan, and I know, Sue, you are into mailers and they're working for you.
Mailers have been great for us. I track everything I do. If you're going to do any type of marketing, I track if the customer has 1 visit to up to 4 visits, so that I know what are the most successful, if it's postcards, if it's emails, whatever marketing I do. And the postcards for us have been really successful, but I've done family oriented. I put my grandkids on there. I put my husband and myself on there. We put a picture of the building on there. And there's not a lot of car pictures ever. It's people. We're a family. Come visit us, our location, and we do 3 a year, because you're always going to have people move. People are going to pass away. People are going to, so you have to be replacing those people and hopefully adding new customers. And our car count has increased weekly by 3 cars this year, so I've been very happy with that.
Yeah, we do the same as well here. A lot of our postcards that we send out are for a special that we're offering, or, a sale that we have, but we also include pictures of our building, of us, of our team, whatever that may be, just to make it kind of more of a family feel too.
So many shop owners were technicians. Bryan, Heather, Sue, I'm not sure, what your lineage or background is, but so many know how to talk car and they don't know how to talk people. And they're listening to this. Some of them may even be struggling because they know that they've got to drive a top line and a better image in their business, but they're just not made to do that. They'd rather be in the bay or hide in the office, or you just can't be out in front. Anybody have a recommendation as to how to overcome that?
Man, I was a technician 100%, but I also love talking to people. So now it's even gone another step. So I haven't worked on cars for 3 years now, probably. And I may answer the phone once a year now. And now going to the CEO role, that's a whole nother dynamic. You got to figure out where you want to be and what you want to do and how to drive that. And I go back to if that's not what you're good at, you need to hire somebody who is and find that person. And it's not easy. It takes a lot of time to find that right key person. I've been truly blessed to have an amazing team, which it's been a long time building, like I'll bring up my Phil. There's a funny thing. You got to have a Bryan and Phil, Brian Sump and Phil Carpenter and Brian Gossel and Phil Christensen. So you got to have a Bryan and Phil. But it took me 2 years of courting my Phil to where we actually sat down and talked to him. So, there's an ongoing process to finding the right people, and it's still going today. So if you're not good at marketing, you need to hire a marketer. If you're not good at talking to people, hire somebody who is. Attitude trumps talent all day long.
So that service professional right there on the counter has got to be a people person.
100%. I truly believe in that.
Boy, I've heard stories about that. I have heard some incredible stories when the switch was made, how the business blossoms.
Yep. So like the 2 stores we just acquired this year, they were both technician owned, run, everything. And they were true technicians. One was 68 years old and the other one was 72. And they were, wore out, tired, grumpy. Just getting happy people in there. And so many people have said that. Yeah. Wow. And we've already doubled the revenue they've ever done in history, just by changing the processes and being happy and welcoming to people. That's one of the number one things people are saying is, wow, you're actually nice.
Customer service is the key. In our community, we have to provide that level of customer service, or you just don't get the people. I mean, you struggle with that. You know, if you have the grumpy grandpa that's in there that doesn't want to be there on a consistent basis, you're going to affect your car count. And so you have to make sure you're very careful with that in a small community.
I have another picture in my mind, grumpy grandpa. Perfect. Thank you for that, Heather. And let me cover one more thing, Heather, that you guys do, and that is you offer pickup, drop-offs, loaner cars. I mean, talk about it, a competitive advantage.
It's a long ways to nowhere where we live. So with that being said, it's hard for people to get their vehicles to us. We are not located right in the middle of like downtown. So where we're at, we're about a half a mile outside of the community. And so we have that consistent struggle with people wanting to know, well, can I get a ride? I need a ride back to town, or I need a ride back to my house or work or whatever that may be. We saw that as an opportunity to help sell us a little bit. So we decided to get a loaner vehicle. So we do that. We offer people loaner vehicles. So a lot of times they'll drop their car off and pick up the loaner vehicle, whether it's during business hours, sometimes even after hours. We have a lock-in key box that we put keys in. So it works out pretty well for them. It doesn't have to be that hard for the customer to come and get their vehicle worked on. You want to make it easy for them. And that's where, with our area here, it's so hard to get to anywhere. We made that as a major service. We also go get vehicles for customers as well.
And we do the same. I say we need to be their transportation solution.
Yes.
We also do the same, and it's been great for us.
Wow.
We have 3 loaner cars. We have a shuttle. We do pickup and delivery. So if you're working at the school, leave your car, leave the keys in it, give us the code, we'll pick it up, bring it back before school's over, and your vehicle will be completed back in the same parking spot. And you can text to pay, so we'll send you a message. You can pay on your phone. And the more convenient you can make it for the customer, you may be in a small community, but you can still have everything, if not more than the rest of them.
Text to pay. I have an episode coming out within a couple of weeks on that. Go ahead, Heather.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just meant to say that, it's not their favorite day when their car breaks. Of course, everybody is frustrated, mad when their car breaks, especially if that's their only mode of transportation. So for us, it's making their life easier with that.
It sure is. Hey, one more final shout out to Shopware. No other tool can transform your business like your shop management system. Shopware's leading shop management system is helping shops like yours generate more profit per ticket and get more efficiency from their staff. Get a free demo at shop-ware.com. And here's another reason to choose Jasper. It's their commitment to continuous improvement. Their investment in research and development, product updates, and remanufacturing processes means Jasper provides the perfect product. Visit jasperengines.com. I enjoyed this. I want to do a summary. I want you all to have a final comment. And remember, we're speaking to people in the industry that are the CEOs, but they're not really good marketers. And I know that they need to own their marketplace. They need to have that right public facing. They need to do things in their community. And I thought we covered this, smartly. Thank you so much for all of your great ideas. Let me, Bryan, I'll start with you and let you, any final thoughts maybe we didn't cover that you'd like to bring up?
So totally, me or hiring out things that I'm not good at. You still have to, so like the canned pictures, like if you hire, somebody to do your social media, your website, they're going to put canned pictures up there. So it's not just hiring that part out. You have to also have somebody in-house, whether you have a child, a grandchild, or one of your teammates that is really good at taking pictures. They make it to where it's your shop would be huge. Don't get away from the canned stuff. You can't autopilot everything.
Well, that's huge. We hear that all the time on the podcast. Please, it can't be a generic picture, and you've got to look around at the things that are going on in your world, in your life, in your shop. Take those pictures and send them up. Send them up to who's ever doing that for you.
Yep.
Excellent. Sue, I'll give you your last word.
I would recommend to everyone to have a marketing calendar, and you're in charge of placing the marketing calendar, but if you need to delegate the work, but you need to have something weekly, and you need to research your numbers from last year to this year and check out your slow months so that you have marketing in place ahead of time. It's not something that just happens. You have to plan 6 weeks out to have things in place.
Yeah.
And just remember to follow your marketing calendar, and you have to try something.
You're absolutely right. And I hear, Frank Lloyd's has been on the show before, and he has a marketing calendar that I think he shares with people. And it's so critical to know. I mean, Valentine's Day is going to be on our doorstep here in a moment, but we're not thinking about that. And if you had the calendar created and you could actually, even if you printed it nice and big or you had a whiteboard with it on it, then you're constantly reminding yourself as to what's coming up, because you can't decide to promote something to do with Valentine's Day. However, you would promote it on the 13th of February is something you don't want to do the day before, right? So Heather, I'll give you your last word.
Yeah, well, I was actually going to touch on that. We are actually doing a Valentine's Day giveaway is what we're doing, and we've started our marketing on that already. We're going to roll it out January 1st, and so we're going to give people enough time to participate in it, and we're going to do a break special, and if they participate in the break special, then they get entered into the drawing for an iPad. And that's going to be given away the day before Valentine's Day. And those types of things work very well for us. We've done TVs. We actually did diamond earrings last year. That was a lot of fun. So just anything you can do to get people to recognize, oh, hey, I can be entered into that. It does really help gain new customer base.
So the concept is they've got at least a month and a half to start participating and coming in and getting work done so they get entered.
Correct. Yes. They have to participate in the break special that we're doing. We did not do the breaks for breast things in October. It wasn't that we didn't want to, we just didn't have time. And so now that that's over, we're not piggybacking on that, so we're just trying to do a special. So we're going to do a special for breaks. So.
Well, thank you. Breaks for Breasts, near and dear to my heart and the team from over there. So thank you, Sue, for playing in that arena this year.
It's a great thing. Breaks for Breast is wonderful. Yes. Laura and those guys are great.
Yep. Laura, it hit me personally this year. So it's near and dear to my heart. Look at, thank you for being here on my show just before Christmas, Bryan Gossel from BG Automotive in Fort Collins, Sue Morsching from Elysian Auto Service in Minnesota, and Heather DePriest, American Garage in Chinook, Montana. Thank you so much for your contributions, and hopefully we have shaken the tree a little bit and brought some great marketing concepts, ideas, and thoughts to the industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Yep, same. Thank you.